Well, hello everyone. Hope you're all well and hope you're having a great day. Thanks for coming back to Warren's Team Talk and joining me here today. I hope you're all fine and doing well and having a great day. And hope everything's fine where you are. So what we're going to do today is that I'm going to preview the weekend's matches in the FA Premier League. So I'm sure that's going to be entertaining. There's some good games coming up at the weekend and some exciting clashes, I'm sure. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of excitement and thrills and spills, just as there was last weekend when the Premier League kicked back into action after the international break. So if you're new to Warren's Team Talk, I just want to say a big welcome to you and thank you for coming to check out my channel. And please remember, everyone, if you haven't done it already, please subscribe to my channel. And also, please make sure that you put a like on the video and also make sure that you share it around with as many different people as you possibly can. That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very, very much. So anyway, without further ado, let's get on with it. And what we're going to do, we're just going to look at the fixtures and I'm going to tell you what I think might happen in the game. So, and then if there's anyone in the live chat, we can have a chat about some of the games. So anyway, here we go. Let's get on with it. So the first game of the weekend is tonight, actually. It's at the Emirates Stadium when Arsenal will be taking on Aston Villa. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a real hefty old dogfight, this one. Last time out, Arsenal drew 2-2 with Crystal Palace after they grabbed an equaliser in the last minute of injury time through substitute Alexander Lacazette. And Palace had been, in my opinion, they'd been controlling the game for a large proportion of the game. They overran Arsenal in midfield, just as Brighton had done the previous game. And I think Arsenal can count themselves extremely lucky to get away with a point in that game. And Palace scored 2 good goals in that game. The second one from Odsonne Edouard was an absolute belter, in my opinion. People were saying, Ramsey should have done better with it, but the power on that shot was incredible. It really was. And he smashed it into the roof of the net. And I don't think that Arsenal, Ramsey could have done that much about it. And we've got a chat here from James by the looks of it. Hi, James says, hi, Warren. Hi, James. How are you, mate? How you doing? And he's putting these predictions in already. That's fantastic. So he's going Arsenal 1, Aston Villa 1, and Chelsea 3, Norwich 0. Yeah, I agree with both of those predictions. I think the Arsenal Villa game is going to be a 1-1 draw. And I think Chelsea will beat Norwich, but not as heavily as James thinks. So yeah, the game, I think, again, I think unless Arsenal can do something to make sure that they control the midfield, I think Arsenal are going to get overrun. And they could even end up losing the game, in my opinion, because Aston Villa's midfield, all their midfield players would, in my opinion, get into Arsenal's starting 11 at the moment. The only player in Arsenal's midfield who would get in to a joint midfield, in my opinion, would be Thomas Partey. But, yeah, so I think if John McGinn is given the space and room to operate in, which I fear could happen, if Arteta plays the same team and formation as he did against Palace, I think he'll rip Arsenal to pieces. So but I'm going for a 1-1 draw in that game because I think even Mikel Arteta won't be stupid enough to allow Villa to dominate possession as they did the other night. But having said that, it is Mikel Arteta after all, so anything is possible. So James has come in with another chat saying that he's good. So that's excellent news, mate. I'm glad to hear that, buddy. And then the Chelsea-Norwich game, normally I would have agreed with James that Chelsea would win that game fairly comfortably by like 3 or 4-0. But there's two reasons why I'm saying it's going to be 2-1. Firstly, because I thought in the last game against Brighton, I thought Norwich had improved. Their performance was much improved, albeit that it was at home. And they looked to me like they'd improved defensively. And also at the other end of the field, they looked a lot more of a threat. But the main reason is because of the fact that I believe that Chelsea's two main forwards, Romelu Lukaku and the German lad, what's his name? Oh dear, my head is not what it should be this morning. Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner are both out injured for this game. So Chelsea may have to rejig their formation or do things slightly differently to what they used to. So that's why I'm going for Chelsea to win by 2-1. The next game for me was a lot easier. I can't really see Newcastle getting anything out of this game. They've just lost their manager, Steve Bruce, who has he left his post by mutual consent, allegedly. But I think we all know that means that he got sacked. And Newcastle have been quite woeful this season. And I was quite impressed with Palace against Arsenal on Monday, I have to say. Because for large portions of that game, they dominated the game, in my opinion. And I think they're going to have too much for Newcastle. But we'll see. It might be Newcastle might suddenly get the new manager bounce, as the people go on about when teams get a new manager come in, and you never know, they might surprise us. But I think Palace are going to win this game by 2-1. James has come in with another chat saying Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle 1. Eddie Howe and Paulo Fonseca have had talks for the Newcastle job. We all know they are just interviewing several candidates. Yeah, I'm on the Yoki tomorrow morning, mate. So, that should be interesting. Hold on a minute. Let me just see if I can find something. Just give me a minute, and because I want to show you something. I want to show you all something, which is quite interesting, really. No, it's not there. Just do something quickly. Yeah, okie doke. Yeah, I'm going to just show you something. I've said a couple of times on stream how I applied for the Notts Forest job. So I'm just going to let you see that letter if I can. What they wrote to me and said, they said about me, my application. So let's Let's get that up on the screen. So there you go. That's many years ago. Look, 1997. The letters dated that they sent me. So it's probably at the end of '96 that I made the application, and Nottingham Forest was saying, what did they say to me? I acknowledge receipt, dear Mr. Bartholomew. I acknowledge receipt of your recent letter, the contents of which are noted. As you will no doubt have read, the position has been filled by Stuart Pearce until the middle of January. No decision has yet been made concerning arrangements beyond then. I will keep your letter on file should the position be advertised at a future date. Thanks for your interest. Yours sincerely, P. White, Secretary. So there you go. You see, there's the proof that I did actually apply for the Notts Forest job. So yeah, that was quite funny, really. I wasn't expecting to get a response from them. So yeah, my application for the Notts Forest job will be going in by the end of the weekend. I can assure you of that. So anyway, James has come in and said, as Terry would say, where's the evidence? That's amazing, Warren. Imagine if you actually had the job at Forest. Yeah, man, it would have been great. I would have loved it. I really would. No doubt I would be managing a national team by now, given my advancing age and all the rest of it. But there you go. So, yeah, going back to this, I think that Palace will slightly edge it over Newcastle because I do think that they're going to get a little bit of a bounce given that they got a new manager in charge and the players will be out to try and impress the new manager and so on. Not that ever seems to happen for Arsenal when we get a new manager, but there you go. So the next one is Everton against Watford. Now, I watched the highlights of the Everton West Ham game earlier today, and I have to say, I thought that Everton made quite a few good chances in that game. The one that really stands out in my memory was the one where Iwobi just completely missed his shot. He was in a fantastic position. He just air-shotted. And the ball came into the penalty area and he just completely air-shotted it and made a complete mess of it. And if Everton had scored that, they would have gone into a 1-0 lead. But I do have concerns about the lack of squad depth for Everton, and Watford is going to be their second game under the stewardship of Claudio Ranieri. So we might see an improved performance because they got ripped to pieces last weekend at home to Liverpool. Liverpool beat them 5-0, and it could have been far worse than that, to be quite fair. And then Everton 2-1. Watford, thank God Richarlison is back. Is he back? That's good news for Everton. Watford will want to respond after getting destroyed last week. Yeah, they will do, man. And Ranieri I think he's a good coach, but I don't think he's as good as Rafa. And I don't think they're going to get anything out of this game, I have to say. I think Everton will win, and given that Richarlison's back, it could be even more than the 1-0 that I've just mentioned. But we'll see. We'll see. James says, Iwobi is so frustrating. He seems like a nice lad, but he's not consistent enough. He isn't, and what used to frustrate me about him at Arsenal was that he would look fantastic in the build-up towards the goal, but as soon as he got near the goal, it would just all fall apart. There was like no end product with him. So yeah, it was. I know what you mean. It is really, really frustrating. And 1-1 says hello. Hi 1-1, how are you? Nice to see you in my chat. I don't think I've ever seen you here before, so thanks for coming and joining us. So what are your thoughts about the games this weekend? What's your predictions for the matches we've talked about so far? That would be fantastic. I'd love to know what you think. And also, where are you from and where are you watching from? And anyway, I hope you're well and having a great day. And then Leeds against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, Leeds had a really bad result last weekend, and I am a bit concerned about them, to be quite frank. You know, they're getting perilously close to the drop zone, and I think they really need to start putting some results together. Otherwise, I think they could be in serious trouble, in serious danger of the drop. And Wolves, they had a great win at Aston Villa. They had a great win against Aston Villa, I should say. They were 2-0 down with about 10 minutes to go, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, they just scored 3 goals. And in fact, they scored almost with the last kick of the game from a free kick to win by 3-2. So their confidence is going to be really, really high. And I think that that game's going to end in a 1-1 draw. So Jason's come in with the chat saying Leeds 2, Wolves 2. This should be a good game between both attacking teams. Yeah, I think so too, because Leeds are a good attacking side and probably a little bit too much for their own good sometimes, to be honest. But I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw myself. But yeah, I definitely think it'd be a draw though. And then 1-1 says, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I think Arsenal lost the game against Aston Villa. Yeah, I think that's highly possible. I'm going for a 1-1 draw, but I think it's highly possible that the game could end in a defeat for Arsenal. That's not beyond the realms of possibility, I'm sure, because if they go in with the same tactics and the same formation as they did against Crystal Palace, I think you're right. I think they will lose. So let's move on to the next set of matches. Southampton against Burnley. Now, this is a real 6-pointer down near the bottom of the table. I think Southampton has slightly edged it by 1-0. I was quite impressed with the way Burnley played at Manchester City, but I just think they lack a cutting edge up front. I think if they had a striker who was a bit more prolific, I think they could do a bit of damage. But having said that, I think any good striker would struggle to score goals in that team. But Southampton, they are in a sort of similar boat, to be quite honest. But I think Southampton will win this one by 1-0. And then Brighton and Hove Albion against Manchester City. Now, the thing about Brighton is that what I noticed with them against Arsenal was that they just can't finish. They made loads of chances against Arsenal, and they just didn't. They just didn't take their chances. And if they had done, they probably would have beaten Arsenal by 4 or 5, but they didn't. And Manchester City, they're getting wins, but I think if they had a world-class striker in their team, I think they'd be walking away with the title. And I think they would walk away with the title and they'd win the Champions League. So, yeah, at the moment, with this one, I'm going for Manchester City to win it by 1-0. I don't think Brighton will be able to dominate the midfield like they did against Arsenal. I also saw them against Norwich, and I think that they were last weekend, and I thought they were quite fortunate in that game, and particularly when the ginger-haired lad who plays for Norwich took the ball around the Norwich keeper and slid it towards the goal, but didn't put enough power on it, and it sort of just trickled towards the goal. If he'd hit it with a bit more power, I think Norwich would have gone into a 1-0 lead, but there you go. So let's have a look at some more of these chats. So James is going Southampton 0, Burnley 1. Last on match of the day, Burnley are due a win. Yeah, Burnley are due a win. But I don't think they're going to get it against Southampton, mate. I really don't. But yeah, they are due a win. And it could be a good opportunity for them to get some points because Southampton have been quite poor this year. But then the next game is Brentford against Leicester City. And sorry, I missed the chat there. James was saying Brighton 0, Manchester City 2. Yes, mate, definitely. I agree with that as well. But I've just gone for a 1-0 win, actually. But James has come in with another chat saying Brentford 2, Leicester 2. Yeah, this one gave me a lot of trouble, actually. I really struggled with this one because I watched the Leicester Manchester United game, and I was really impressed with the way that Leicester tore into Manchester United and won that game by 4-2. And they seem, maybe it might be now that they've turned the corner and put their pre-season struggles, their early season struggles behind them. But Brentford look absolutely fantastic at home and really strong. And I've gone for a 1-1 draw in this game because I think there's very little to choose between the two sides. And I think it's going to be a really exciting, entertaining game. And there might be even more goals than I've said. I've just gone for a 1-1 draw, but I think there might be even more. And then West Ham against Tottenham. Now, for those of you who don't know, West Ham and Tottenham really don't like each other. And this is usually a really ferocious battle. And I think Tottenham have been really poor. I mean, evidence of that was again last night. I know they put out a second string side in that Europa Conference League thing, but they lost again against Vitesse Arnhem. And I think West Ham will beat them. I think West Ham are playing really well at the moment. I was impressed with their West Ham's 1-0 win at Everton. And I can see West Ham getting a good 2-1 win against Spurs. So there you go. And then finally, the last game of the weekend and the big one is the Manchester United-Liverpool derby game. And United desperately need to get something out of this game. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs Manchester United to get something out of this game, I should say. And I would say that he needs them to win it because I just can't see that United are going to persist with him in charge if he keeps losing games hand over the fist the way he is at the moment. But unfortunately for him, I don't think they will. And I think Liverpool are going to win it really comfortably. I've gone for a 3-1 win for Liverpool, but I think it could even be more than that. So we got some more chats here. Let's have a look at what the chats are saying. Brentford 2, Leicester 2. This good game should be a good watch this weekend. I agree, James. I think it will be, particularly if it's like Brentford's last game. That game with Chelsea was an absolute belter of a game. And James is going West Ham 1, Tottenham 1. Tottenham are a bizarre side, too inconsistent, and West Ham are flying at the moment. Yeah, I think West Ham are playing really well, and I think they're going to have enough to beat Tottenham, to be quite honest. I think Tottenham are really poor at the moment, and they are very, very inconsistent. You're absolutely right, and I think West Ham are doing really well. Jamie Hill's come in, spoken word poetry. Jamie Hill, bonjour, Warren. Bonjour to you too, sir. I hope you're well. Nice to see you. And James says, bonjour, Jamie, big up. And James is going, Manchester United 1, Liverpool 3. How the hell are United going to stop Salah? He's unstoppable at the moment. Yeah, I think the only way that United are going to stop him is if someone takes a shotgun out, to be quite frank. He is. He's just unplayable. He really is. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going for Liverpool to win this game. But they've got attacking threats all over the pitch, to be quite fair. And I think United are playing badly. They're not in good form at the moment. But with this United-Liverpool game, it's one of these games like the Arsenal-Spurs game and things like that. Big derby games, Everton, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, United, Liverpool, Rangers, Celtic, where form just goes out the window. So you never really know what's going to happen. I'm sure you'll agree with that, James. And then spoken word poetry, Jamie Hill saying Southampton 1, Burnley 3, Brighton 1, Man City 1, Brentford 3, Leicester 3, West Ham 1, Tottenham 1, Manchester United 1, Liverpool 0. Thank you very much, Jamie. I'm actually just going to show you, Jamie, the other fixtures we've looked at. The other ones were Arsenal v Aston Villa, Chelsea v Norwich, Crystal Palace v Newcastle, Everton versus Watford, and Leeds versus Wolverhampton. Do you want to put your predictions in for those games as well? I'll be interested to see what you think is going to happen there. Because you're always in this when I do this video every week. So it'll be interesting to see what you think is going to happen there. And Jamie's saying, I've gone for United win. Yeah, me too, man. That's what I think. And I think Jamie went for United win as well. And James Dunlop says, really, Jamie, bold shout. It is bold, man. Oh, sorry, United win. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you meant Liverpool. James and I both went for Liverpool to win this game, Jamie. That is a bold shout. But you never know. This is the sort of game where things like that could happen. I've seen United do this before, and particularly with Ollie. He will just, when he's under severe pressure, he always pulls something out of the bag and gets a win that he needs to keep him in his job. So you never really know what's going to happen. And Jamie Hill says, hello, James. Yeah, good. And that's nice to see that people are chatting there. Yeah, because these games, these big derby games, they're always, sometimes you get games where the unexpected happens, and it's about, a lot of the time it can be about who wants it the most. And so it would be no surprise to me to see United winning this, but I fully expect Liverpool to win fairly comfortably. So I'm just going to put James Dunlop says, whenever Ollie is on the verge of trouble, he always pulls a big result out of the bag, but Liverpool look too good. He does, and that's what I'm saying. He always does it, and unfortunately, I think Arteta is the same. He whenever he looks like he's going to be showing the door, he always pulls something out of the bag. So, and spoken word poetry saying Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 1, Norwich 3, Palace 2, Newcastle 1, Everton 3, Watford 1, and Leeds 2, Wolves 1. Thank you very much, Jamie. That's great. That's some interesting predictions there. Going for Arsenal to beat Villa, another bold shout there from yourself. And Chelsea to lose 3-1 at home to Chelsea. Wow, that's an even bolder one. And Palace 2, Newcastle 1. That would be amazing if Norwich managed to go to Stamford Bridge and turn Chelsea over. Wow. Palace 2, Newcastle 1, Everton 3, Watford 1, and Leeds 2, Wolves 1. So, yeah, there's some really bold predictions there. Another bold shout, Jamie, Norwich to win at Chelsea. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I thought that was incredible. So fair play to you, Jamie. I'll be interested to see what the book odds you get at the bookies for that one, mate. So, and James Dunlop saying it would be mad if Norwich do win on Saturday. Yeah, about as mad as what Terry is, really, wouldn't it? But there you go. And Jamie Hill says, yeah, it is. Yeah. So I'm just going to give a shout out now to some other YouTubers. There's the Old School Gunners YouTube channel. He's a massive passionate Arsenal fan. He puts out content every single day. And his content is absolutely superb. He really knows his stuff about the Arsenal Football Club, that's for sure. So there's also the 3 Pointers TV YouTube channel, and that's three guys who are big friends, and they present their work together. And on Monday or Tuesday, I should say, they put out a video of a vlog that they did at the Arsenal Crystal Palace game, which, in my opinion, was absolutely superb. It's the best high quality YouTube video I think I've ever seen. It really is. It was absolutely superb. So go and check it out. They're great. They've got a great channel, great content. So go and check them out. Go and subscribe to the channel. You'll be doing yourself a massive favour if you do that. And then Arsenal Alex is another passionate Arsenal fan. He puts out content on a regular basis, all about Arsenal and the issues to do with Arsenal. And then last but not least is the one and the only, the Claude and the Bansters channel. And that channel is presented by Diesel and Terry. And their channel's amazing. They're passionate Arsenal fans. But the interesting thing about their channel is that you've got two guys. One's called Diesel and the other one's called Terry. Terry is a massive, massive fan of Mikel Arteta. He thinks Mikel Arteta is the greatest football coach in world football. And then you've got Diesel, who can't stand Mikel Arteta, and he thinks he's dragging the club down. So whenever the two of them are streaming, as a consequence, they usually end up fighting like cat and dog. So it's a really, really interesting thing to see. So It is, honestly, it's superb, absolutely superb channel. So go and check them out. Give them a subscribe and put a like on their videos and all that sort of stuff. And do that with all the other channels that I've mentioned as well. You'll be doing yourself a massive favour, particularly if you're an Arsenal supporter. But yeah, so that's it really. That's the my end of my preview for today. Anyone who's watching this on playback, please, can I ask you to put comments in the put your predictions for this weekend's games in the comments section of the video. And if you're watching it after the games have kicked off, please tell me what you thought about the games and what you thought about our predictions for the matches. I'd be really interested to read that. But thanks everyone who's been watching on playback or live, and thank you. I want to give a big thank you to Spoken Word Poetry Jamie Hill, to James Dunlop, and to 1-1 who came in to watch the show live. I really do appreciate it. And before you all leave, please make sure that you put a like on the video. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. And please make sure that you pass the video around to as many different people as you can. I'd really appreciate it. And we've just got 2 more comments coming in. Jamie Hill saying, what is your email address again, Warren? Yeah, my email address, I'm just going to put it in the comments. It's Warren's Team Talk at outlook.com. There you go. It's there. I'll put it in the comments for you. So yeah, it's Warren's Team Talk at outlook.com. You can email your predictions to me there, or if you want to email me about anything else, please feel free to do so. You're absolutely welcome to do that. And James is saying, cheers, Warren. Take care, mate. Good luck against Villa tonight. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, mate, I have to say. But have a great day, all of you. Thanks for tuning in. And, oh, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a match day live. So what that is a new thing I started with Old School Gunner last weekend. And I'm doing it on my channel, on my own this week, because unfortunately Old School can't be with me. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be watching keeping track of all the Premier League games that kick off at 3:00. And so if you want to join me for that, you're more than welcome. I'm going to try and replicate what happens on Sky Sports and BT Sports on the Saturday afternoon when they got pundits in the studio watching the matches. So yeah, that should be a bit of fun, and please feel free to come and join me for that. I'm sure it'll be really, really entertaining, because last week's one was mad. I won't be in the chat room tomorrow on. I'm at Goodison tomorrow. Take care, mate. Thank you very much, James. I hope you have a great time at Goodison. I hope you enjoy the game, and I hope that Everton put in a good performance for you and that they give you a win. So fingers crossed. I'll be thinking of you, fella. So yeah, thanks very much for coming and watching the channel. Watching the video. Have a great day, and hopefully I'll see you all again really, really soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Bye for now.